Welcome to StopFake, the place where we debunk disinformation about Ukraine and set the record straight. I'm Edward Johnson, a PhD candidate at University College London, with this week's edition. Among the fakes we examine this week, US Ambassador to Russia calls for the lifting of sanctions against Moscow, except that he doesn't. Nadiya Savchenko wrote a book. Russia claims it's called Mein Kampf. The small German town of Quakenbrück has Russia all excited, and Moscow claims Ukraine is amassing military hardware along the Crimean border. Those are the topics, and now, the details. Russia's official international broadcaster, Russia Today, completely misrepresented the position of the American ambassador to Russia regarding the lifting of sanctions against the Russian Federation. RT's story, entitled US Ambassador Hopes the Sanctions Against Russia Will Be Lifted, is misleading and does not correspond to the actual text of the story. The headline suggests the American ambassador wants all Russian sanctions lifted. In the actual story, the ambassador states that sanctions can only be lifted after Russia has carried out the terms of the Minsk agreement. StopFake asked Moscow US Embassy spokesman Will Stevens to explain the situation. Stevens replied that the sanctions will only be removed after Russia fully implements the terms of the Minsk agreements, while Crimean sanctions will remain in place as long as the occupation continues. Will Stevens also points out that the RT headline seems designed to completely mislead the reader. Russian media has devoted a great deal of attention to a German town called Quakenbrück in the northwest Lower Saxony region. According to RIA Novosti, Izvestia, Lenta.ru, Sputnik and other Russian media, the town's parliament will call for Crimea to be recognized as part of the Russian Federation and for the EU sanctions against Russia to be lifted. Quakenbrück is a town of less than 13,000 residents. Its legislative body is not a parliament, but a council of 31 people whose purpose is to look after the social, business and infrastructure needs of the town. The council has no foreign policy powers to recognize Crimea as part of Russia, nor to lift the EU sanctions. The resolution on Crimea was suggested by Andreas Maurer, a chairman of the left faction in the Quakenbrück Council. The faction consists of 3 people, including Maurer. Ukrainian blogger Maxim Savanevsky suggested that Ukraine should follow Quakenbrück's example, and the western Ukrainian city of Kolomyr should declare Kaliningrad, the former Königsberg, part of Germany. The resolution being considered by the left party in Quakenbrück has so far not been introduced in the town's council for a vote. Germany's left party was formed on the basis of the East German Communist Party and is the most left-wing of the 4 political parties in today's German parliament, the Bundestag. During the last federal elections, they received 8.6% of the vote. On May 27th, citing an unnamed source, Russian media reported that Ukraine was amassing troops on the demarcation line with Crimea. RIA Novosti first ran this story without providing any evidence of the claim. It was soon followed by scores of other Russian media. There is no confirmation of this claim available anywhere. The only comment concerning this claim came from Deputy Prime Minister Ruslan Balbek of the Russian occupying forces in Crimea, who wrote a disparaging Facebook post accusing Ukraine of posturing. At the same time, Ukraine's Chief of Staff, Viktor Muzhenko, announced that the Russian military presence in Crimea was growing, and in an interview with Ukraine's Unyan news agency, warned of the threat of large-scale aggression from Russia. The movement of Russian military equipment in recent months has been noted by Crimea residents. Crimean activist Alim Aydamak posted a video dated May 26 showing a column of military vehicles travelling along the Simferopol-Fedosia highway on the Crimean Peninsula. Russian military channel Zvezda broadcasts a news item claiming that recently released Ukrainian pilot Nadiya Savchenko has written a Ukrainian Mein Kampf. No sooner had Nadiya Savchenko returned to Kiev from Russia than her memoirs appeared in Ukrainian bookshops entitled My Struggle. Word for word, her memoir is the same as Hitler's Mein Kampf, claims Zvezda. Savchenko in fact has written a book, but it is called something completely different. Powerful name Nadiya, playing on the meaning of Savchenko's name, which in Ukrainian means hope. The book was published in 2015. Zvezda does not feature any quotes from the alleged Mein Kampf publication, nor does it explain what the book is actually about. That's it for this week. Our video digest presents only a small amount of the fakes we debunk every week. You can find much more dissected disinformation on the StopFake website. Be vigilant, look out for fakes, and if you spot any disinformation about Ukraine, forward it to us for a truth autopsy. I'm Edward Johnson, and this is StopFake. Thanks for watching.